Hey, gorgeous women, welcome to yet another interview within the Queendom Women Uplifting Women podcast. I'm your host, Diana Gatesh, RTT clinical hypnotherapist and life coach, and today I have the joy and honor of having Cristina as my guest. Cristina, who's an author, a coach, and so much more, who comes with a beautiful, joyful energy. Cristina, welcome to our podcast.
Hello, Diana, and hello, my darlings, and really nice to be here. Thank you so much for this opportunity, and I'm so glad to be here with you.
Okay, Cristina, for today, I want us to talk about a very dear topic to me, and I know that it's central to what you do as well, and that is around the importance of our gifts. Okay, we all have a gift or more, and how important is it to, first of all, uncover them and then go one step further and actually make the most out of our gifts and put them to good use?
Yes, it's a great theme you have brought here, and I'm very sure it will be a great gift, the uncovering and revealing the gift for all your community. It's a great theme, and I'm really glad to be able to bring some perspectives which might use, and I'm sure if they our friends here will put to use, it will bring great benefits to them.
So how important is it for us to discover our gifts and then to use them?
I would say it's of main importance in our lives, because we come here to this existence in this body in order to evolve, and we can either evolve by suffering, which most people do. Unfortunately, they choose this path and they never get out of this path. And the other option is to become aware. And when you become aware, you realize that you have available resources, lots of resources to help you in your purpose, what you want to do in this life. No matter if we're talking about small things that you're doing in your day-to-day life or your life mission, which is greater, yes, but you still need resources. And these resources can be external. We can get help, we can get other types of resources from outside of us, which is great, but we depend on somebody else and we depend on conditions, and we have the option to reveal and uncover our inner gifts, our inner resources, which are constantly with us. So we don't depend on the external world to be able to help ourselves and to make the world a better place every day.
That's great. Speaking of this, I'm sure there are different types of people. How is, with respect to their attitude to their gifts, so to say, from your practice, what have you noticed so far? The people who come and work with you, and to discover their gifts and then to use them, what attitudes do they have? How aware are they that they do have these gifts?
It's a really great direction you mentioned, because indeed there are several types of people, and we're talking about people who are totally unaware of their gifts, and they use them sometimes by mistake. If something happens, oh, that was lucky. No, it wasn't lucky. These are your gifts that you don't know you have it. Afterwards, there are people who know their gifts or a little bit of them, part of them, but they do not use it. And finally, there is that category of people who know their gifts and use their gifts. And that's where we want to get. That's the ideal direction, because in this way we can also fulfill our life mission, but we can make our everyday easier and nicer, and we can have fun while doing, let's say, complicated or challenging things, because we do uncover and use what we already have. And it's a fun journey. It's a journey. It's a fun journey, and it's full of surprises. We have so many amazing things And if I'm here about talking about the things that we have, it's important to know that one of the main errors that prevent us from knowing and using our gifts is the way we define them. We generally expect that gift might be or should be something exceptionally that only 1 in a billion persons have. And okay, I'm not gonna be that one. I'm not that special. Yes, you are that special. You just need to find out how you are special. And I always say that we have two types of gifts. This is the constructive approach to gifts. We have two types of gifts. We have those special ones, like for example, somebody is really gifted in music or painting or whatever. And we have those gifts, which are our qualities, which we belittle, let's say. We make them seem less important than they are. And everyone has these qualities. The idea is how you use them. Because if you're, for example, very passionate about something, if you're very patient about something, you say, oh, not a great thing. Yeah, it's a great thing. There are so many people who are not either passionate, either patient, or anything. And the difference is coming from the fact that you don't make them smaller than they are, and you use them. Because if I have a gift, for example, one of my special things, it's research. You would say, oh, research, it's so boring. Apparently, this is my key talent, research. So boring. But if you put the research, not necessarily in searching more papers and everything, I say that I'm an archaeologist of souls and gifts. So I put my
that's
research.
beautiful. I love it. An archaeologist of souls and gifts. I love it. Okay.
Yeah. And I use it not only to stay in a library, yes, I use the research also in researching people's behaviors, people's themes, people's fear, people's gifts. It's really fun. So something which can seem boring, maybe, at first glance, if you give it the right meaning, and if you're curious about it, it's amazing how many things you can uncover. It's for me, I'm like a kid in a store of sweets when I'm talking about this. So I think we can discover amazing things inside ourselves. It's like wow.
It is wow. And what you said made me think of a lot of women who came to work with me within hypnotherapy sessions. And at first, because it was kind of hard to get them what they wanted, they were very good at telling me what they didn't want. But I don't want to procrastinate anymore, to be overweight, or I don't want to be tired all the time, or depressed, or whatever we worked on, whether it was panic attacks or whatever. They just told me what they didn't want, all the symptoms, or everything that was, so to say, wrong in that aspect of their life. And it was really hard to get to, okay, how does your life look like? If depression is out of your life, if overweight or weight issues are totally solved, how would you feel? How would you talk to people? How would you interact? How would you ask for a promotion? So in order to do this, at some point I said, tell me something you're proud of. It's like, I didn't do anything special, you know? All of them, like everything they accomplished, and they were a lot of them women who had achieved so much, but they belittled everything. Like it was nothing. Everyone has kids or a house or a family or a job. It's like, no, actually, not everyone does. And even if they do, the way you did it and your approach to it and your experience of it, it definitely is unique. So, yeah, what would you tell to this category of people who believe, like, yeah, it's nothing special, fine, as you said, I'm patient or passionate about something, but so are many others, or that's not a gift, in my opinion. What would you tell them?
One thing that came to my mind when you were telling this was something that Marianne Williamson, I think, said, is the fact that we're afraid of our own light. We're afraid of how amazing we are. So we're not afraid in reality about the fact that we're not enough, we're not good enough. The fear is that we are, and maybe we can blind the others with our light. And we diminish ourselves, we belittle ourselves and our gifts in order to fit.
That's one thing. That's a good one.
Yeah. And the idea is that exactly this combination, okay, I'm patient, I'm this, makes us unique. The combination. It's not the fact that I'm perfect. I'm never going to be perfect. All the time, there will be somebody who is more beautiful than I am, smarter than I am. In any category that I take, there will be someone who is better than me. That's for sure. But what makes me special, what makes me unique, and it's valid for all of us, for each of us, it's this combination of traits that we have and make us, we're like a special blend. Let's think about perfumes. We are special perfumes, each of us, with our combination, with the higher scents, with the middle one and the base one. I think you say it, the combination with the perfume. That's what we are. So the first step that we can take to this one is to try to find out what our gifts are. Even the little ones, even the ones that seem insignificant, maybe at a glance, yes? And we can do this by looking inside. First of all, look inside and ask yourself some questions. And I would propose some questions now.
Right.
First, what do I do with ease? What do I do with ease better than other people maybe do that thing? Yeah. And here I would add another layer, let's say, and I like, because maybe I cook with ease, but I don't like cooking. I worked in real estate for 11 years. I'm good at that. I'm really good at that. But I don't want to do that anymore. I take the lessons out of there and I put it in another direction, which I love. So ease plus love to do. This is the first question. Second one would be what do others ask me? Because generally people come to us for some advice, let's say. Okay, they ask if I want to know something about cooking, I will ask somebody. If I want to know about how to communicate with patients and with worms, I will ask somebody. Yeah, everyone has something that other people come and ask. What do you think about this? Okay, try to see what other people are asking you. And besides this, what do people say about you? If you ask now, for example, you can ask 3 very close people in your life and 3 which are, let's say, acquaintances, maybe not in the very close circle. And them, okay, what do you appreciate about me? Because generally, we are our worst critics. Other people see in us what we refuse to see. So
why we think it's just normal, as we said, it's nothing special, right?
Yeah, it's boring. It's something ordinary that I have this. No, it's not something ordinary. You're extraordinary, but you maybe don't see it yet. That's what I think. And ask them, okay, what do you appreciate about me? If you were to describe me in 3 words, what were? What are those 3 words? And you will see, if you ask more people, that there are some common things that people see and like, oh, okay, 3 of them said this. Oh, how come I didn't see it? So this is a first look, let's say, inside. Besides that, in order to be able to celebrate what we already have, I generally recommend the small wins. I write every day in notes, phone notes, yes, 3 wins of the day and the lesson. What are my 3 wins for today? And the tendency initially is like, oh, I have no wins. Yes, you have. You made your bed and generally you don't feel like doing it. Okay, that's a huge win. You are calm in a situation in which normally you wouldn't. Oh, that's a win. So you're developing maybe patience. So each and everything put together makes an amazing package.
Okay, beautiful. I love it. I absolutely love it. And I was laughing, well, partly because I almost never make my bed, but I hope that doesn't make anyone change their opinion of me. People who know me know that anyway. And I was laughing because, last time when we had our initial conversation, and I invited you to prepare some practical stuff for us. You said, I would love to prepare some questions. And remember that I had this book with me and we started laughing because it was like we are so connected, okay, on multiple levels. So yeah, speaking of questions, I would love to recommend this book. I'm not done yet, almost. See my tiny boo.
It's an owl? Yes, it's an
Yeah, it's a
owl.
novel. All of them to me are called boo. This is a boo. So yeah, I had a phase in which I collected a lot of owls in different shapes. I'm almost over it, and unfortunately, I forgot to underline something for today that I thought I should say this in the podcast because women need to hear it. But I promise I will bring it next time. Until then, please, if you want a deeper insight into, your inner world, have a look at this. It's full of wonderful questions. And I think I've heard the one with, we're not really afraid of our. I think I found it here too. We're not really afraid of our, darkness, but we're actually afraid of our light. I think that, yeah, sometimes it's, as you said, a lot of times because we have this desperate need to fit in. But a lot of times is that if you admit that you have a gift, you do have a gift, then that comes with a huge responsibility to use it. And you won't really have, excuses anymore of why not to have or enjoy the life you would really love to have and enjoy. So, but anyway, I will definitely start with this as inner work and with beautiful Christina's questions because these are the most important thing. I remember I did something similar at some point. I asked 5 people that I knew very well what they appreciate about me and what would they come to ask for me for help with. And not surprisingly, they all said they liked my confidence and the fact that I was really straightforward and didn't care what people were thinking about. Now, mind you, I was sometimes mean. I'm proud I'm not like that anymore. But sometimes I mistook being fair and honest with lack of diplomacy and being mean just because I was being honest. So setting that aside, yeah, that's what they associate. And not surprisingly, a lot of clients who come to me today come to work on confidence with me. Speaking of that, and of course, they would come to ask for, whatever issues that they might have with maybe relationships or mood swings or whatever. And back then was before I got really, really deep into psychology, before I attended the second university in psychology, and before I ever started the RTT training in clinical hypnosis, in hypnosis first and then clinical hypnosis. So yeah, these questions do work. Please do use them because Cristina has given you very straightforward, very objective and nice tools to use. Cristina, you mentioned something to me about clarity, a clarity exercise.
Yes, because I think clarity is, let's say, a must-have ingredient in everything. And here also, because maybe people tend not to see their gifts. Yes, people tend not to see them. Okay, what we can do, I will offer you an exercise which is inspired from Chinese metaphysics. I love Chinese metaphysics, and this is what I use a lot in the last 3 years. I started to specialize in this, and I totally love it because it's very gives results and gives quick results without having to stay like 3 hours meditating daily. We don't have 3 hours to meditate daily, so it's okay. Let's use it in a quick and easy manner. So what we will do, you will find in the description the direction. You will find a direction and the period of time in which you can use this, because there are some calculation made. Okay, let's say our direction, we're facing southeast. Let's say it's an example, but you will find it in the description exactly what you need to follow. Yes, you are gonna sit on a chair facing that direction, on a chair. Yes, you will close your eyes and relax. You will count from 64 to 1. 64, 63, 62. And you will do that with your eyes closed. You have two purposes for this, why you need to count. First, you need to relax your mind. That's first of it. And second of it, because in Chinese traditions, there are 64 hexagrams. Every one of them, it's an old system. I will not enter too much into details. But when you count from 64 to 1, it's like going through the energy of all the hexagrams. And you connect them directly to the wisdom. Yes? So we count 64 to 1, sitting on the direction given. How do you measure the direction? You use the compass from the phone. You put the phone on the table or on your palm. It should be parallel with the floor. Yes? Okay. But you put it on a table. And what the compass from the phone shows you, it's exactly the direction in front. If the compass shows east, it means you're facing east. If it shows west, you're facing west. And that's just it. But if you have more questions, you'll just let me know. So you're counting 64 to 1. And with your eyes closed, you say, give me now perfect clarity to see what my gift, what is the best gift I have that I need to see now and put it to use. Because we have many, but in this moment, maybe I should use patience. Maybe I should use, I don't know, the skill of communicating with other people, the skill to talking to new people. That's a gift. Not all people have it. So we do this, and I say, okay, give me perfect clarity, which is the gift. Maybe we should write this also in the description so they have the formula. Give me perfect clarity on this topic so I can use it best now. And you do this, it takes you approximately 2 minutes per session. I recommend it generally to use it twice a day for the period. When we make calculations in the Chinese metaphysics, we can make it either on the hour chart, day chart, month chart, year chart. I will give you here the month chart. The month chart, because in this way you can use it for a month. And you can ask clarity using this formula during that month and try to follow the information. But because you're also letting your brain know that you want that information, your reticular activating system will turn on and will be able to notice the signs that maybe you didn't see before, because you didn't say, okay, I'm interested, show me now, and show me with clarity. When I started to work with angel therapy like 5-6 years ago, I was asking for signs, and I was like, please give me the sign like for the most stupid version of mine, so I will be able to see it and perceive it. Because if you give it to me and I don't see it, doesn't help me. So when you ask for clarity in the easiest way so you can notice and see it and use it.
I think that would go great if you have a decision to make, for example, or you're facing some period of transition, maybe.
For sure.
Okay.
For sure.
Or even in a difficult situation. Okay. Yeah, that's really interesting.
So who wants to expand, let's say, to broaden a little bit the what they ask, if they don't want to ask only about clarity related to the gifts they have, they can also ask for clarity for a decision. They can ask for clarity to what's the best next step in doing something. But ask in small bits, because if you don't ask in small bits, the problem is the fact that you won't be able to see it. If I have a large project, for example, and I ask for clarity for it, if I don't ask for the next one step or two steps ahead, I will feel stuck because I don't see the light at the end of the tunnel, and I will feel stuck. So that's why I need to ask clarity for now and for the next step.
Perfect. Yeah. It definitely helps. I love the exercise. I'm going to try it afterwards. Yeah, speaking of this, I was thinking still of some of my clients who have a lot of ideas, a lot of beautiful projects in mind that they would love for themselves, for their career, maybe for their family. And there's something holding them back. And a lot of times it's fear. So yeah, these questions are really powerful. Okay, asking for clarity when making a decision, because usually decision making triggers fear in people, especially if it's about something big, like a big project, right? Or a big thing, a big change in our lives. And another question that I absolutely love asking my clients is, who are you without the fear?
Yes, nice and
What
powerful.
excuses won't you be able to make if you're 100% brave and don't take no for an answer? And they're like, okay, at first there's shock and there might be some tears, but then they're like, I know who I am without the fear. Okay, well, let's get into those shoes, you know? So, yeah, I love that. Getting clarity, and it goes in so many contexts.
And this is so powerful what you said. Yes, definitely. If we're out of our fear zone, for sure, we can manifest our all. I think that's because we are all of it, but we are fearful in manifesting it.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Okay, well, that was amazing. I can't believe the time flew by again so fast. Cristina, where can people find you if they want to work further with you?
They can find me either on my Facebook page, Cristina Maria Cojocariu, or my website, cristinamariacojocariu.ro, or my YouTube channel. So all have my name, Cristina Maria Cojocariu, and I would be glad to meet the people in the community and be able to maybe help them with some steps that they want to take in their life. I'm
sure they could definitely use it. Well, lovely guest, this was another episode of our podcast, The Queendom, Women Uplifting Women, and that's what we do here, and I think that's what Cristina does too. And I'm really glad and honored to have had her as a guest today. We're building a really beautiful community here. So until next week, stay close and please do the questions and the clarity exercise.